Oh, hey, love. Did you get that disaster in the kitchen sorted out?
Actually, no. Gail's luncheon went on so long. It was so unbelievably dull. I didn't have the heart to wade into that mess in the kitchen. I figured we'd go out for dinner.
Not tonight.
Why not?
Well, homework. No time.
Anything interesting?
Oh, not really. Drug ring we're trying to bust up. A couple of murders we're nowhere close to solving. Just a day in the life of the average urban crime fighter.
And when do you get to the really tough cases, like boredom or uselessness?
No, I've got some petty stuff here, like, this list of complaints. Everything has to be investigated, but there's just never enough hours in the day.
Well, what kind of complaints?
Well, there's, crank calls, accusations of a scam, stuff like that.
Oh, that sounds like my kind of crime.
Yeah, well, it's the sort of thing we get every day. It's trivial, but it all has to be investigated.
Well, since you're obviously occupied with far weightier matters, why don't you let me help you with your complaint?
You?
Well, I've got experience in that area, if you remember. It takes a thief, right?
Oh, wait a minute, Holly. Look, we went through all of that stuff.
Here, an obscene phone call. Well, why don't you just tap the wire?
Well, there's approximately an obscene phone call every 30 seconds. To tap every wire in town would take more time than we've got. We wouldn't be able to get into the good stuff like murder, robbery, manslaughter.
Well, something has to be done about it.
Well, if it gets out of control, we hand it over to the phone company.
Well, hopefully the phone company will handle that a little more efficiently than they do their phone service. Okay, what else have we got here? What else looks good? Here's a disturbing the peace. Oh, that's pretty boring. A woman complaining about her husband. She needs a marriage counselor, not the police.
We have been known to moonlight on occasion.
Now, this is interesting. A woman thinks she's got ripped off for her dancing lessons?
Yeah, well, she's probably complaining because the instructor didn't make a pass at her.
No, I don't think so. Why don't you do
Look, why don't you let me handle the list of complaints, huh?
I was just trying to help.
Darling, you can be a big help if you'll huddle up into the kitchen there and whip up a nice meal of mush.
Very funny. You should let me help you. I'm very good at it, and I could save you a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
This is really interesting. This woman thinks she was dancing. Well, good morning.
Yeah, well,
or is it afternoon?
I guess I did sleep a little late.
A little?
Well, with good reason. I was at headquarters till about 3 this morning. What's this mess here? Breakfast, maybe?
No, I'm practicing my technique for dinner tonight.
Ugh.
This is homemade pasta. By the time I'm finished with this, I'm going to be a first-rate capo cuoco.
You always will, love. What's that?
It's a first-class gourmet chef. Read this ad. See this one? I saw it when I read it this morning.
Be a star.
You know what I think?
What?
I think that has something to do with that complaint that you were telling me about yesterday. What do you think?
You really want to know what I think?
Yeah, of course.
Stick to your pasta.
What's that?
Come on, Holly. Look, give it a read.
Read it. Oh, never mind. Just listen. Be a star. Take 10 dancing lessons. Guarantee audition for Broadway show. And then there's a telephone number.
Okay, look. We've had a few complaints, a few calls. But you can't possibly rope that in with the ad there. What if it's legitimate? It probably is just what it says, a dance studio.
And it could be a lot more. I have a very definite feeling about this.
Well, I have a very definite homicide I better look into.
Oh, are you making any progress with that?
A little, but it's tough.
Oh, my. The pasta, they say if you leave it alone, it's going to get hard.
Huh? Hey, look. You're still making all this stuff here?
Yes. This stuff, your information, is going to be delicioso. That's Italian for out of this world.
Really? Well, as I'll be home for dinner, what are we having?
Very funny.
Yeah, I thought so. Well, that's another Italian word.
I know what it means. Just
means
get out of
here, right.
You're still there. I'm calling about your ad in today's paper. Yes, the one that says you... yes, the one about auditioning for a Broadway show. I can? Oh, good. Wait a minute. I just have to write this down. Excuse me, just a minute. Yes. Mr. Hannibal? Okay, yes. Well, thank you very much. Thank you.
Holly, what do you think you're doing?
Now? I'm just going to finish making this pasta.
I mean with the phone call.
Oh, you heard.
Look, what do you want to get involved in this for? Huh? What if it turns... What do you want to get involved in this for?
Because I think there's a scam going on.
We have a bunco squad which deals with things like this. And anyway, what if it turns out to be legitimate?
The worst thing that can happen is I take 10 dancing lessons. Hey, I might turn out to be a Broadway star.
Oh, well, that's all right. You've just gone out of your mind.
Listen, if I don't finish this, we're not going to have any dinner tonight. Would you mind putting on some water to boil? And I'll finish this linguine pasta. To Sonia and I today, you wouldn't believe what we went through. We were at City Hall, and I was having my picture taken.
What for?
Well, I went to, it's for the beautification booklet. Anyway, we went past Lee's office, and Jackie Templeton was in there. And, anyway, she was really yelling at Lee. You wouldn't believe what she was saying to him.
Well, so what's she got her knickers in a twist about now?
Grant Putnam. She thinks that an ex-spy should not be on the city payroll.
Kid doesn't give up, does she?
No, she didn't give up on me either. She managed to remind everyone that our police commissioner is married to an ex-convict.
Damn her.
Oh, forget it. It doesn't bother me.
Well, it bothers me. I'd like to wring her bloody neck.
Well, save your strength. I need it anyway.
Need what?
Your strength. Would you mind trying to get the pasta out of this machine?
I thought it was supposed to just fall out.
Yeah, well, it is, but it got a little hard, so if you could just chip at it a bit.
Look, would the cup occur like a suggestion?
What is your suggestion?
Take this outside and we'll repave the drive with it.
Okay.